It is over.
John Ricky Hubbard, you are correct. It is time. It is time for the Insiders Weekly Podcast. Yes. Hello to everyone. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We're very, very glad to be here. I'm in geek heaven. I'm in geek and nerd heaven. And I told Jack, oh my God, like Twitter's exploding with all this stuff, like Star Wars stuff all over the place, Marvel stuff now.
You're in heaven.
Oh my God,
You're in heaven right now.
I know. I just heard the Fantastic Four movies coming. Oh my God. I'm dying. I heard Darth Vader's coming back for the Obi-Wan series. Oh, I can't handle it. It's like my birthday.
I mean, you're getting Christmas a little early this year.
I am. Disney decided to give Joe Christmas early. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Man, I love it. I love it. I'm nerd now. I came home and like my phone exploded, and my friends are all sending me clips, and I'm like, oh my God, I got this series and a new Indiana Jones movie and a new Willow from the 80s.
Willow.
They're doing a Willow movie. I'm like, what? I'm dying here, and now I'm going to talk wrestling. This is fantastic. Anyway, welcome. Glad you could join us tonight. We have got a lot to talk about. We're going to try to make sense of a lot of things tonight, and kind of go over. Yeah, it's going to be tough with some of it, but we'll try our best. I'll go over, of course, we'll go over the current events. We'll talk about what happened this past week. And of course, we'll give you a little look into what is going forward. Of course, my co-host, Jeff, as always. Jeff, this is going to be an exhausting show, I think.
Yeah, I think so. There's going to be a lot of roller coaster moments, I think.
There are.
So yeah, I think this is going to be one of those shows where when we're done, we're like, man, I'm tired. I'm exhausted. What did I do today?
Might be a little
talk about wrestling.
Might be a little bit of ups and downs this week. Yes.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes with the positive, there has to come a little negative every now and then. It just happens that way. So, yeah. So, I mean, we've got a lot to discuss. But before we do, let me first say thank you, of course, to our sponsor, Manscaped. Remember, it is the Christmas season, guys and gals, and what better way to give that special man in your life a gift? Go to manscaped.com, use our code Insiders for 20% off any of their cool products. They've got a lot of stuff out there for guys, coming out with new things all the time. The Lawnmower 3.0, of course, is the big one. The lighted, they got a light on there. They've got an anti-nick blade on there. We know how nasty that can get. Of course, yes. You don't want to do that. A lot of colognes, a lot of they've got ear hair clippers and nose hair I mean, everything you can want is at manscaped.com. So make sure you go there. Use our code Insiders, 20% off, and thank you to Manscaped, obviously, for that. The other one I'm going to mention too is Fight TV. They are giving us 2 codes for final resolution. For Final Resolution.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's big.
So, yeah, that is
big time.
Huge. So if you guys don't have Impact Plus and you're looking for a way to maybe watch the show with us on Saturday, we're going to have a giveaway for that. And as soon as I get that from those guys, I will put that up on Twitter. Similar probably to the same things as before. You obviously have to follow Fight TV on Twitter. Probably have to follow us or maybe like something, but it'll go out there. And when I do, I'll let you guys all know, but just watch for that because that will be coming very, very soon. And you'll have a chance to get a code to watch Final Resolution and come and watch with us.
That show is going to be fire.
I know Rosemary's up for the title. It is going to be fire. It is. I can't wait. That's this Saturday, of course. If you did not already know, we will be back with you guys on Saturday night. I don't know the exact start time of that, Jeff. Did they tell anything? Is there anything? I think it's 8:00, but I'm not 100% sure. Yes,
we'll get back to this later, but I don't know.
I don't know the exact start time.
Yeah,
we'll have to get that out to you. We'll let you guys know, obviously, when we get the exact start time for that. But I think the last one started at 8, so I'm sure it'll probably be the same thing. If that's the case, we'll start around 7:30, which will give me just about enough time to get back home from work. So that'll work out well. Okay. And then, of course, on Sunday, we are doing a top 10, and we'll have the whole crew here. So that'll be me, Jeff, Tazzy, and Jody. And we're doing a top 10 supernatural wrestlers show. So we will be doing that on Sunday. So that'll be a lot of fun. We like those top 10 lists. They're usually a lot of fun. We get to relive some really cool gimmicks and then some not so cool gimmicks. So that should be fun. There is an Impact pay-per-view on Saturday. There is Joey's Adventures. Yes, there is Final Resolution. So good stuff. All right, let me say hello to some people and we'll get into it. Gamer Guy says, yo, what's up, Gamer Guy? What's up, favorite people? Can't wait for live. We are live, so I hope you're happy with what you're hearing. DJB Tazzy says, it's an Insiders podcast party, baby. Yes, it is. Texas Star fan in a coma. Sup with you? Rusty Shackelford, hello to you, Rusty. How are you? Final Resolution is either on Impact Plus or on Fight TV. You can watch it on either one. Impact Plus, I know you have to sign up for, and I think you get a free month if you've never had it before. Fight, I'm not sure. I'm
It's the same deal.
Okay.
You can. I'm pretty sure you get a free. You get something free, but I mean, honestly, when you order, if you have to pay for it, Fight is really good about giving you those credits back.
Yep.
You can buy your next thing there. So, and they have a ton of good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Mustafa says, greetings, earliest I've ever been. Cool, dude. Let's see. Hayden. Hello, Hayden. How are you? John Ricky Hubbard. Yes, it is time. Let's see. Who else? Nathan. Hello, Nathan. How are you? Jen. Hello, Jen. How are you doing tonight? Arislada. I hope I got that right, man. I don't want to butcher your name. Hi, guys. I'm here. Hello to you. Sunny Wolf is here. Hello to you. Abby Alert. Jody is here. Hello, Jody. How are you tonight? Hope you are doing well. Butterspark is here. Hello to you. Video Game Awards. Video Game Awards. Big Dan 5309 is here. RIP Tony Lister passed away.
I just saw that, man. I hope. Oh my gosh,
man. Jeez. Zeus, yes, from No Holds Barred. Of course, he was in Dark Knight Returns.
He was in Friday as Debo.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of things. Wow, that sucks, man. Don't forget that sick Cobra Kai. Yeah, the Cobra Kai trailer came out. I heard. Yeah, I did hear that. Cobra Kai, yes. Imtiaz, hello everyone. How are you? Hope you are well. Man, I'm still jazzed about all this Star Wars and Marvel stuff. Butterspark says Carrying Cross. We might just be getting to him. I'm pretty sure we will. Jason Peace, hello to you. Chris is here right off the bat with an ad. Hello, Chris. Who else did I miss? Anybody? Eric, the legend Eric has arrived. We may be talking a little bit about your buddy as well tonight.
Yeah.
A little teaser. We might be talking a little bit about Eric and Dave's fans buddy. Whether that's good or not remains to be seen. But I think that may be it if I caught up with everybody. Sean Rousset, hello to you. Sean is here. All right, let's get into it because we got a lot to discuss.
A lot. Yeah, got a lot to get into in the news. So
let's roll out the news, shall we? We could do that all.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yes, there you go. Well, Mr. Kenny Omega. You know what I learned? I really love Kenny Omega's theme song. Like really,
Yeah.
really love it. I was playing it on YouTube last night. I'm like, dude, this song rocks. Like it's got like an 80s feel to it. That's probably why I like it. And then of course the screaming in the back. I love it. I love his theme. All right. Well, Jeff, we all knew that this was coming. We talked about this on a podcast last week and what was going to happen with Kenny Omega. So we know he showed up on Impact, and Impact was humongous. You know what? Let me just say thank you again to all of you guys that came out to Impact to our stream. Amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I couldn't keep up with the chat, which is crazy. I have never, ever seen that happen. I couldn't keep up. I'm looking at it, and before I know it, the line is all the way up the top of the screen. I could not keep up with the chat. And yeah, so, I mean, I'm reading comments from ages ago, and people are like, wait, I just said this. And I'm like, oh, damn. Yeah. It was crazy. Like at one point, I think we had 175 people in the chat, which is nuts. Yeah. So thank you all for joining us for that. If you were here, obviously, and we hope that you continue to come on Tuesday nights and watch Impact. Impact had an unbelievable night, trending #1 on Twitter in the United States, which was amazing. So many people in our show that we hadn't seen before, so it was really, really fun. Joey's Adventures is here too. Hello to you. Kind of let down by his appearance on Impact. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Well, look, what we got. So let's just recap a little bit. Of course, he came to Impact along with Don Callis. They were parked in a bus outside. Now, remember, guys, if you didn't know this, they were parked in a bus outside because that episode of Impact had already been filmed. They're done filming. They're done for the entire year. So that's the reason why the bus was outside. They weren't going to go into the building because they had filmed already, and this just happened. So they're parked outside. Of course, they were interviewed in the bus, and Don Callis basically went through some stuff about Kenny Omega's background and his background and how they got to know each other. And then, of course, Kenny kind of came out with the story about collecting comic books and always reaching for that special one, but kind of was never satisfied. And we kind of got a little bit of a cryptic kind of a story. And then, that was pretty much it. He gave us the goodbye thing that he does. And, we got kind of the cleaner a little bit, I guess, but it looks like they're changing it around. It's not going to be the exact same thing, but you kind of got a little bit of that. The big thing there, of course, Rich Swann wasn't let outside. Really kind of dissed him pretty much, saying, well, no, the champion isn't letting anyone outside. He kind of said, well, I'm the champion. Well, no, it's Kenny Omega. So there was that. Then, of course, we had, the thing with AEW. And Jeff had watched that. I kind of watched it later on. It wasn't much. It wasn't much. In fact, I mean, he kind of said less on AEW than he said on Impact.
Don Callis cut the same promo essentially as he did on Impact.
Yeah.
And Kenny really didn't go into great detail about anything. So it was just that this has been the plan, and Jon Moxley fell for it. That was the biggest reveal there, is that obviously there's still going to be something with Moxley. Potentially, we might talk about that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I mean, I thought we'd hear more. Rusty, we're gonna get to that, Rusty.
Yeah, that's coming right up, Rusty. So you're foreshadowing. Yes.
But yeah, I was like, man, I thought we'd get a little bit more, but the only thing that we got is just that we have to have more patience and anticipate what he's going to say. So
yeah, we've got to say what we always say, guys: long-term storytelling. So look, short-term, this is leading up to a pay-per-view. The question is, when is it going to happen? Is it going to be AEW's pay-per-view in January? Could very well be. And this could be, I'm still hoping it's Kenny and Swann. I'm hoping that's what ends up coming from this.
We put that in the universe. Let's keep it out there.
Yep. And now here's the cool thing that Callis had said. Okay, and this is the cool thing I picked out of it, and I picked out of this. And look, it always goes back to me being a geek, but I picked this out because he said about the universe. He mentioned the universe, right? Hello, C Wrestling. No worries. He mentioned about the universe. Now, Kenny's a big geek as well. Kenny loves Marvel stuff. He loves comic books. He loves all that stuff.
Yep.
So, in my opinion, right, and we talked about this last week, what we kind of thought was coming from this. But if they're saying it's a universe, right, what that says to me is think about the Marvel universe, right?
Right.
All this stuff that kind of got combined at the end. And you know what? Look, they did it so well that a lot of people are going to copy off of it. There's no question that a lot of people in entertainment are going to copy off of it now. DC is trying it now too. So they're trying to copy about, all this kind of stuff. And why not? So if that's what they're going to do, what I'm kind of thinking is, and we talked about this before, and Ethan Page possibly leaving, and maybe this is their way of allowing some of these guys to just cross over. Maybe okay, Ethan, you're going to go to AEW, but we're all in the same universe now. So if you ever want to come back to Impact and have a match with the North, you can. Similar things like so. That's kind of what the way I'm looking at it is. And, there's almost like a Thanos thing maybe going on here too with Kenny. Like, is Kenny collecting titles? Like Thanos collected Infinity Stones. Is Kenny going to go and try to take titles from people now? Is that going to be his thing? They refer to him as the collector. So is that what is going on here? I mean, we could speculate about it. So I know a lot of people weren't that thrilled with either promo. And I get it. Look, again, we talked about this on the Impact show afterwards. If you stuck around after the show, but a lot of times we set such high expectations of things, and we think this gonna, Kenny's gonna go right into the Impact zone, and he's gonna just take out somebody, and there's gonna be this big war between him and Rich Swann, or him and somebody, or him. I mean, it didn't happen. And really, Jeff and I talked about it too. We knew they taped their show. So we knew that wasn't going to happen. So it's leading to something, and I guess we just have to be patient, Jeff. I mean, that's the thing. We talk about patience all the time on this show and long-term storytelling. And I think with this, we're just going to have to be a little bit patient and just see where it goes.
Yeah, I agree. I do think we're going to get at least New Japan involved as well.
Yep.
Just because we're gonna get more of that collector terminology out there. So I think it's just gonna be a wait and see approach.
Yep.
Just to get everyone on board. I think New Japan is more likely to work with Impact than AEW at the moment, just because of some things in the past. But I can see them all getting along and putting a big show together.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what I think we're building up to. Graphics, Jeff, are fire. They are. Yeah, Jeff's on top of his game, man. The graphics are amazing. I absolutely agree. You hear my dog chomping her bone in the back? Yes, that is Marley in the background chomping her bone. The official doggo of the Insiders. Yes, that's Marley's right. Here. Marley's always here. One of these days we get on camera, I will have Marley come up on camera at some point. In fact, maybe I'll just have Marley just sit at the chair and I will just go on the floor. So you just can't see me. I'll talk and Marley will just sit on the screen. You'll like that. You'll like that better than looking at me anyway. So
that's not fair, Joe. I don't have an animal here to put on camera for people to not have my face ruin the day. So
we'll just have somebody make like an animated Jeff, and we'll just put an animated Jeff on screen. Just
just animated Jeff and
Marley. There you go. Yep. There you go. All right, let's move on, shall we? And we all know what's next. Another big thing that was really given a lot of hype. Sting. Yes, Sting speaks.
Sorry, that was audible.
Again, this was a love fest. This was a Sting love fest. Sting came out to that, and again, Sting again brought snow to Florida. I mean, look, if anything, dude, maybe Sting is now the snow miser. You remember that little puppet show thing from the 80s, the snow miser? Maybe that's Sting's new character. Maybe he's the snow miser and can just make it snow wherever he goes. Maybe that's what it is. He's just got, and just snow is going to just come. He walked out to the snow. In fact, he was so covered in snow, he looked like he had a bad case of dandruff in the ring. He was just covered in snow.
Yeah.
And
Maybe they're trying to get a Head and Shoulders deal. I don't know. I mean,
he got his Sting the new Glacier. We gotta stop banging on Glacier, man. I mean, that poor dude, he's got like a wrestling school, I think. I don't want to bang on that guy. He's probably good. Hugger Stings. Yeah, I mean, Sting was just like, this is just a big love fest. Him and Shivani, first he came out and said, Tony, you got to do that. This is Sting one more time. So he did. So they did that. And then, of course, he's looking down. And then I thought there was going to be something going on with Sting and Cody. And I thought, that it looked like there's a little snarky kind of going on there. So I thought, there's something brewing between Sting and Cody. But no, as you can see on the screen, they hugged it out too. And then Darby Allin kind of was up in the rafters, and Sting said, I'm here for one thing. And that's, something reminded me of when I was here years ago. And then, of course, they showed Darby Allin. So yep. I don't know. I mean, are we going the route where it's going to be Sting? And is in Darby Allin's corner? Is his valet? Is he going to fight Darby Allin? I don't know. I don't know where this is going. Frosty the Sting Man.
Frosty the Sting Man.
I love Sting. I do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know where this is going. I mean, Again, look, it's just 1 week. It's one time. It's one thing that he said. He's going to be around. Obviously, he signed a big deal with AEW, so he's going to be around for a while. Look, I had to go back and I had to watch the Sting Crow entrance with NWO. And we're not getting that again. I mean, that's a once in a lifetime thing. And it was one of the coolest things ever when the lights went out and you heard that hum and he was up in the rafters with that big vulture bird on his, I mean, that was the coolest thing ever. You're not going to get that again. It's just a different situation. It's a different time and stuff like that. So, I mean, again, let's give it a little bit of time, Jeff, but it was underwhelming. I think I didn't really get an idea of where it was going or what they were doing here.
Yeah, I mean, I felt the same way. I think I even said that to you in the text that I sent you.
Yep.
That I thought it was underwhelming because, I mean, again, we get this encounter last week, and then you put out there Sting speaks. Is he going to wrestle? What is he going to do? And he said, something feels very familiar here. And he looks up in the rafters and there's Darby. Then, he's got the little bit of heat there with Cody where, you don't know if they want to, hug and go out for a drink or beat the heck out of each other. But,
yeah,
I don't know. I think we've got to be patient. I do think we're going to get some matches out of this, though. I think the ultimate one will be against Darby.
Yeah,
and I can see him starting out against Cody because Cody looked like he was upset because I think he felt like Sting sunned him.
Yeah, like upstaged them, or yeah, I agree. Yep, I agree. Again, both of these things just kind of started, and look, you got to go back to cool things that we all loved that started a certain way. Like we're a little bit spoiled, I think, because most of us in the community love Bray so much. Most of us in the community, have dated back to watching like really cool entrances and starts, like the Undertaker's start and things like that. So it's not always going to work that way. You have different writers, different people doing things differently in a different way. Again, there is a lot of mystery about this because what does he do? I know Big Dan just said maybe he turns heel. Maybe. Maybe you never really saw a heel Sting, so
not executed properly.
Yeah. So we had Joker Sting was kind of heelish, wasn't he?
Well, in TNA, they really tried to give him a big heel turn, and it fizzled.
Yeah,
quickly. So
he may just be one of those guys that's just in a role where you can't really see him as a bad guy. I don't know. I don't know where they're going with it yet, and I guess we're kind of not meant to know. And I think that it's the same with the Omega thing. I think that it's just starting. Let's take a breath and let's give it just a little bit of time to ferment, like opening a bottle of wine, right? Open that bottle up, let it ferment, let it go a little bit. Let's see where it goes and let's see what we get. Look, the other thing you got to think of realistically here is it's December. December is notoriously a shit month for wrestling. It really just is. TLC is looked at as not a great pay-per-view. This year's is shaping up to be a good one. Last year's was okay. But it's normally a crap month. It's normally kind of a throwaway month because January starts the road to WrestleMania. You have the Rumble. You have so it's normally kind of a crap throwaway month. But we're getting stuff in December. So again, kind of cool. I mean, look, this Omega thing could be huge. It can be absolutely huge. And it was huge for Impact. So again, I'm not going to complain because this was humongous for Impact, and that is tremendous for us and tremendous for me. I am on board, and Don Callis, he was actually on Busted Open this morning too. I didn't get to listen to it, but I kind of heard them talk about it a little bit, but he kind of said the same things. So this is obviously planned. It's a script that they had. It's a script that they keep reading over and over again. It's the same kind of thing on every show they go on. So yeah, I kind of think that's where we're going. And the Sting thing, this isn't going to resolve itself anytime soon either. They're going to drag this out, maybe even past Christmas time, probably into the next year and into when their next pay-per-view is going to happen. We'll maybe get a lot more coming on this. So anyway, stay tuned. Keep watching if you're a fan. Obviously, if you're an AEW fan, keep watching. I'm sure the payoff will happen at some point. So there's that. All right, Jeff, what's next up?
All right, man. So we got to talk about some big returns on NXT.
Dude, I love me some Karrion Kross, man. I love me some Karrion, and I love me some Scarlett. Yeah. Scarlett came out, of course, and interrupted Finn's return. Finn came out early. If you didn't see NXT, kind of was saying that he's back and blah, blah, blah. And then, of course, he had who walked in the ring? Damian Priest walked out there. Was it Roderick Strong? I think it was Roderick. Was it Roderick that walked out?
Kyle O'Reilly.
I'm sorry. Kyle walked out. And the first one to challenge him, was Pete Dunne. So all three of those guys came out to the ring, kind of saying their piece, saying why they deserve a shot. And then Finn just they were all arguing out there in the ring. So Finn just kind of walked away. Damian Priest was like, hey, where are you going, dude? And he said, this isn't for me to decide. This is up to Regal. So then as he's walking out, the lights come on, Karrion Kross, the sign comes on. Scarlett comes out and meets him. And Finn's like, what is your man out in the car just telling you to come out and fight his battles for him? Blah, 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 blah. Or I'm sorry, that was Damian Priest actually that said that, but Finn was basically saying, if he wants a match with me anytime, any place. So yeah. And then you had Scarlett when Damian Priest challenged Karrion Kross, Scarlett turned around and kind of laughed at him. And then of course later in the show, we get a big attack from Karrion Kross on Damian Priest. Slammed him off some steel stairs, and so he just kind of took Damian Priest apart. So obviously we saw what's in the future here. One of those guys is going to be fighting Balor. Now we don't know how they're going to determine it, what's going to happen. I'm sure that we'll get more on this too. Do you sense a theme here? We're kind of not getting everything. It's little tiny pieces of a story. So we're not getting anything. And it's the same thing that we saw with the Omega thing, same thing we saw with the Sting thing, and it's the same thing here. So little bits and pieces are being thrown at us, right? So obviously you can see, yes, Karrion Kross is gonna fight Damian Priest. And Finn is going to fight one of those gentlemen, whether it's Pete Dunne or, whether whoever it is. But, that's what it looks as if it's going to be. Kross is back. That's the big story. I love Karrion Kross, so I'm thrilled. Love the entrance. Can't wait to see it again. And who knows? Do we get Kross versus Finn? Do we get Finn bringing out the demon? That would be amazing.
Please.
So good. The entrances in that would be awesome. So I'm down. But yeah, I mean, Jeff, it looks as if, again, this kind of thing too, more long-term storytelling. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, it just looks like it's the theme.
Yeah. I mean, just a wait and see. You don't want to give everything away before the new year. So it's just all about just playing the long game.
Yep. And I watched NXT. I mean, it was an okay show. There was some cool moments, like I said, of course, with Cross and everything. And some decent matches, but again, it was kind of a meh show for me. I wasn't thrilled with it. Again, NXT is always going to have good wrestling. That's a thing for their show. They just do. That's what they do best, and that was the case last night. A lot of good matches. Nothing really stood out to me, but there was really again, a lot of the people that fought in War Games were given the night off, which makes a lot of sense since they were probably really busted up and tired and things like that. So, but it was an okay show. And I think that's kind of how you could sum up Wednesday. It was just kind of okay. Yeah, nothing really like, I mean, the big moments were okay. But again, I think that, like I said, I'm not going to write anything off because it's just starting. And so let's just see what happens as we go. Okay, what's next up?
All right, man. We got to talk about it, Joe.
Uh-oh.
We got to talk about it.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Why? Well, listen. We knew he had a special coming on, that was going to be on the network on Sunday. So you kind of knew. And then, of course, he's on the bump. I'm like, oh, here we go. Well, look. Everybody knew he wrestled all his matches for 2020. He got his 3 matches in or whatever he's supposed to have. So he wrestled all his matches for 2020. And now he's looking forward to his, whatever it is, 3 matches in 2021. So now the news came out and the news broke out that WrestleMania might be changing up and that maybe The Rock's not going to make it because of whatever reasons. He might be working on movies. I know he's working on Black Adam. Might be busy there. The venue might change. May not be in Hollywood now. It might be in Tampa. So they've changed of plans, right? So it looks as if, at least this is what a lot of people are saying, that the main event in WrestleMania is going to go back to Roman and Goldberg. Oh, God. Dude, Goldberg, please train for this one. Like, at least be able to lift the dude up. I mean, we don't want to see another Jill Hammer. We don't need to see that.
No.
That was horrendous. Like, I mean, and we don't need to see Roman come out and totally embarrass him and spear him twice and be done. I mean, because technically that's really what it could be. But dude, like, why go? What is the fascination with Vince and Goldberg? I don't get it. Like, Goldberg, there's so many other legends you can bring back. Now I understand. Okay, if The Rock's busy, well, I can understand why. But my God, you can go find other people besides What is the fascination with Vince and Goldberg? I just don't get it. Like, look, I know that Eric, I know that Dave's fan. You guys are going to be all over this and love it and stuff like that. Now, whether you really feel that way is another thing. But we as wrestling fans really want to see this match. Like, isn't there anybody? Jeff, this is what I thought about this.
Uh-huh.
Oh God, give Big E a match with Roman.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, give one of the young guys. I'd rather see that. I'd rather see one of the young guys, Kevin Owens. I mean, he's starting a little program with him. Give him a damn match with Roman Reigns. I don't want to see Goldberg and Roman Reigns. There's no tie-in to the family story. I mean, I'm sure they're going to build it somehow, but there's no tie-in at all with this guy. And I mean, okay, yeah, are we going back to last year when we were talking about the little Twitter war that they had? Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. That was a completely different Roman Reigns. He's not even that character anymore.
Right.
So, man, I'm over Goldberg. I really am. He embarrassed himself in that Fiend match. I mean, he can't pick up people. I mean, it's evident he can't do finishers. I mean, I'm done. I'm over it. I'm just over it, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways I get it. And I feel personally I don't want to see the match. Not because I don't want to see it, but unless there's something other than Goldberg saying on the bump that Roman does a lousy job of the spear, and they didn't get to do this this year, that's not enough for me to get invested in this. The other factor is, what is the match going to look like? Are we going to see a 3-minute squash?
Yep.
Or are we going to see a 10-minute disaster?
Yeah.
Of a match, you know what I'm saying? And unless they use this to put Roman over in a way that they haven't yet, let them squash Goldberg. But the problem with that is going to be there's going to be more people cheering your quote unquote heel in this matchup in Roman, because they're going to be booing the heck out of Goldberg through this. So I don't know. I mean, I really want to give it a shot. I really do want to give it a shot, but at the same time, it's like, why? I mean, you've got so many other things that you could do, like you mentioned with Big E and and KO, and I mean, there's a lot of there's a lot of things you could do.
I mean, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Imagine a match with him and Daniel Bryan would be an amazing match. I mean, this match is going to, like Jeff said, this more than likely is going to be a squash. You're going to have Roman just beat the living crap out of him. I mean, and that's going to be it. I mean, and this guy is not going to last. I mean, somebody said unless it's an hour match, he's not lasting that long. There's just no way he's not lasting that long. So
he's never done it and won't do it now.
And people, look, to me, the thing I'd be scared of here if I'm Vince, if Goldberg is going to bring Roman down. I mean, Roman's on fire.
Yes.
Having him match up with this guy, he's going to bring him down. I mean, and look, you could say the same thing with Bray. Bray was on top of the world, and Goldberg, that whole thing with him brought Bray down. I mean, is this what this guy is going to do with Roman? I mean, like Jeff said, the only good thing that can come out of this is literally if Roman just destroys him, absolutely just destroys him, wipes him out, maybe bloodies him up and leaves him just laying unconscious in the ring. That's the only thing that good could come out of this. But like even you said, then people are going to be cheering Roman, and you're going to turn that whole thing around. So, man, I don't know. They really are going to need some great writing for this. They really are going to need some great writing for this, because I would not want to be a writer for this feud. I would not want to be a writer for this, because I just don't know how they can do this. I just don't know how they can do it. And like Jeff said, what are you going to do? Go on Twitter barbs, or somebody saying, well, you can't do the spear as good as me. Come on. That's not enough. It's not enough. And like Jeff said, it's just not enough. So I don't know. I'm like I said, I'm out on Goldberg, man. I just am. I just don't. He's not what he used to be. He used to say, I come out as this big superhero. Look, you had your return. The return was great. You got hurt a little bit. You got yourself back up. We all saw that WWE special. He came in, he won the title, had the title for a little bit. Look, know when to hold them and know when to fold them, like Kenny Rogers once said. Goldberg, it's time to go, man. You're doing nothing here but doing what the Undertaker was so afraid of, and that's tarnishing your legacy. That's all you're doing. And if you're going to come out and get squashed, if I'm you, I'm taking my money and I'm running. I'm taking my money and I'm running. So not a fan. Not a fan.
But you know what though? Well, never mind. We'll get into this during our a couple segments from now. We'll get into.
Teaser.
All right, man.
Hot topic time.
Yeah, hot topic.
Everybody put your hands out, warm your hands by the fire.
Warm your hands by the fire.
Yeah, warm your hands by that lovely fire on the screen. We have our hot topic of the week. So what is our hot topic, Jeff? Oh, look at that. What's next for Impact Wrestling and AEW? Well, we talked a little about this, of course, with Kenny, the relationship between the two. Look, to me, like I said earlier, Impact came out of this with a huge night. Huge night. If that's what Don Callis wanted to do, then bravo, you succeeded. You had all eyes on Impact. Now, the big thing is are the eyes going to stay there? The matches were good on the show, and but the big thing is it enough to keep the eyes there? And that's going to be the thing. What's next for AEW? Man, Lord, you had the Miro thing yesterday. Obviously, it looks like Miro now is kind of a beast again. I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's the way he's used best. But him and Orange Cassidy, I don't know. Like, Orange is a big face in the company, of course. So man, it's so tough to know right now because, again, we just didn't get much. So what is next for both of these companies? Well, to me, it's like I said, Impact, again, I think is going to benefit from the eyes. I think that, they've been killing it. We've said this many times. They've been killing it since Slammiversary. They just need a little bit more eyes on the product. If that is what they intended with this, they got them. Now they've got to step up their game a little bit because maybe they're going to lose some people. Right? We've heard the rumors. We heard some people may be leaving. They're going to lose some people. They already did. The Rascals are gone. One good, tag team is out of there. They may be losing Ethan Page. If he goes, that's another good tag team that's going to be split, going to be out of there. So they may have to, step up their game a little bit and really start bringing fire. Now, they've been doing a good job, but they can't lose that momentum, especially now that they've got eyes on the prize. They've got people watching the show. AEW, you've got Kenny, right? You got to play on Kenny. Is Kenny going to be there all the time? Is he going to be, on the show every week? Is he going to come out every week? We all wanted Villain Kenny. I wanted Villain Kenny because I've never seen Villain Kenny. And that's what I want. So if Kenny's going to be there every single week and he's going to come out and we're going to see him, doing his thing, being the heel, if we're going to see that, okay, I'm in. They got to resolve this thing with Jericho and that group too, though, because that's I don't know where they're going with that. I know where they're going. It's going to be MJF against Jericho. Obviously, that's where they're going. Okay. So again, I'm good. I'm in on that. If that's going to be the match, it's going to come out of it. Fantastic. I love MJF. I mean, my goodness, MJF, if you hadn't seen it, was on Twitter today insulting a grandma. He was insulting a grandma. There's some grandma telling him to go F himself, and he was just insulting her back, making fun of her chest. It was not PG. And he was also insulting a woman who was hugging her child because she saw her hero Orange Cassidy lose. MJF is fire. He's great. He's an amazing heel. Yes, I want to see that match. So if that's where this is going, if that's where they're going, Miro and Orange Cassidy, okay. Again, Miro needs some beastly stuff, so I'm okay with that. If that's kind of where they're headed, again, I'm okay. That's fine. So let's see where it's going. The Sting thing, I don't know. Is it going to be him against, is it going to be him and Darby? Okay, again, I'm cool. I'm coming after you because you're kind of using my gimmick and I kind of don't like it. And, you're not respecting me and blah, blah, blah. Okay. We've kind of seen that angle a little bit before. So I'm good with that. But Jeff, what are your thoughts? Where do you think these two companies are headed?
Well, I definitely think they are going to work together.
Yep.
And I think we'll see some crossover. We'll see what happens. I think there's a lot of money on the table for some interactions between the tag teams. But I think overall, if we're looking at them separately, Big Dan said it earlier. Essentially, Impact got the rub.
Yep.
From AEW,
Yep.
and they did their biggest numbers on social media, biggest viewership, all of that stuff. So if that's the intent, which I think a lot of it is, because I'm sure that AEW, if they're going to do something in the future, would like for those numbers to be high for that reason. Because they want their talent, if they're taking the time to do this, to be seen and not just on YouTube the next day. So I think if that was the intent, absolutely, I'm fine with that. Even though, a quick aside, I know a lot of people care about demos and ratings and all of that stuff. I'm one that doesn't. I love Impact Wrestling more than any other promotion right now, and I really wish I hadn't said that because I just gave it away for something else. But I'll say this. There's no reason to look at Impact's numbers and say, oh, they beat NXT last week. That's like me comparing Super Bowl 3 with Super Bowl 49 in terms of ratings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
let's just, as wrestling fans, let's just enjoy the shows.
Yep. Yeah, correct. I mean, and you guys heard my my little prediction with them working together as well. I think they will. I think they will too. I think they're going to work together kind of similarly to the way EC3 is now in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
I think that's how they're going to do it. I think that, again, I think Impact and Don Callis may have seen this. They've seen, they're businessmen. They've seen this coming. So Don Callis is thinking to himself, I'm losing people, man. I'm losing the Rascals. I'm losing maybe Ethan Page. I may be losing other people too. So I can't let this happen. Impact's doing well. I'm not going to start losing all these guys to all these other promotions. So what can I do to do this? Okay, well, Ethan wants to go over AEW. That's cool. He can work himself into some storylines over there. But you know what? There's always the door to come back. Whether he comes back to a pay-per-view, whether he comes back and works a match over here at some point, and that's fine. That's kind of how I think it's going to go. I think you are going to see Kenny Omega and Rich Swann. Now, I mean, if Rich Swann has the belt by then, I think he will. But I think that's what you're going to see. I think you're going to see Kenny Omega and Rich Swann. So I do think that is going to happen. I think they are going to cross over. They said they're in the same universe, quote. And I think that's what is going to happen. So yeah, so that's what I see separately, and that's what I see with both companies working together. So there you go. You guys, let's see what you guys are saying here. Hello, Monica. Nice to see you. Rusty says, interesting question. Then, if Impact invaded AEW, who would come out on top? It is a good question. That is a good question. Who knows? I mean, again, it would be cool. It would be really cool. Fantasy booking's fun. Let's face it. Fantasy booking's fun. I mean, and everybody in the wrestling community was fantasy booking. And funny, it did not include WWE.
Yeah.
See, that's what fascinates me. Like, that fascinates me. And I talked about our poll on here last week that we had. And it just fascinated me that 300 people voted on that poll. And it wasn't WWE that came out on top. It was AEW, and then by a small margin, Impact was second, which is insane. That is insane to me. And you know what? That I love it. I absolutely love it. John Ricky Hubbard says, rumor has it that EC3 might leave ROH already. Yeah, okay. He may have never signed there to begin with, so yeah. I mean, we'll see. He might have signed a deal where he could just work in different companies. It's certainly possible. Hey, Jessi Calynn, how are you? Wrestling Days fan. He just joined us. Oh, you missed your friend. You missed us. About your buddy. You're gonna have to go back and listen. Big Dan says, I think a Bullet Club reunion would be interesting and fun, especially if they ran roughshod over the. Yeah, that would be very cool. Very cool. Yep. Now you're a Cool Days fan. We talked about Goldberg. All right. Shall we get to the next subject here? We have our top moments of the week. Top 3 favorite moments of the week of Joe and Jeff. Here we go. Top 3. We do this every week because this is fun and it's positive, and we talk about what we liked from the wrestling world. So, Jeff, what is your number 3?
All right. So my number 3 of the week is going to go to AEW.
Nice.
And I'm going to give them credit for giving Abaddon some time in the ring.
Good call.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Really good to see her. Love her gimmick and
Yep.
love the story that they have going now with her and Sheeta. To see her in a title picture is awesome. So, I mean that's my number 3. It was just really good to see her, and she's involved in a major storyline. So,
Agreed.
good kudos to them.
Agreed. Yeah, man. Whenever AEW spotlights their women, and they've got some really cool. Abaddon's been a cool character since she started there, and you got to root for her. She's always putting pictures of herself on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. She's really I mean, she's getting herself in great shape and stuff like this. She's constantly showing off that, and great for her. I mean, that's really cool. She's working on herself, getting herself in shape. I mean, she looks, and that character. Oh, dude. That character, I mean, again, thank God she doesn't come out backwards because I wouldn't watch her. But oh, dude, like she yaks up that blood all over the stage, and then she comes into I'm like, dude, like that's. And then she was crawling out of a bathtub though when she was doing still pictures. I remember around Halloween. Yeah, I couldn't look at those. But yeah, she's and that she got clocked. She got clocked by Sheeta with a kendo stick and just laid flat on her back, and just boop, and popped right back out. That was awesome. Abaddon's awesome. I love her, and all the best to her. And look, my God, AEW, spotlight your women, please. Just please spotlight your women. We've got a tag team match, I think, next week. Big Swole's going to be in it. Spotlight your women, guys. Come on. You've got really good people there. Spotlight your women. It was good to see Abaddon, though. I agree. I'm going a little the same route with my own demon. I'm going with my own demon. She's got a title shot tomorrow night or Saturday night. Look, I'm Saturday night. Saturday night. Rosemary's win was so cool. Rosemary, for the first time, I get to see Rosemary wrestle for the title. I'm excited. I mean, you guys know, I absolutely love Rosemary. I can't wait to see how she's going to show up for this. Is it going to be something involving Father James Mitchell? I mean, there's a little bit, there's something going on there. Deanna's, catching crap from Scott D'Amore, and, so she may have a little hell to pay. And maybe the hell to pay is going to come on Saturday. So I am super excited about that. The fact that she's got herself a title shot, that is exciting. And I cannot wait to see that. So really, really excited for that on Saturday night. Of course, I'm going to mark out. That's going to be an amazing match. Can't wait to see it. Yes. So the first time I get to see Rosemary wrestle for the title. And that's why I love all this new stuff. Because I love all these firsts for me. Like, I can go back and watch stuff on YouTube. Yes, I have. But it's always cool to see it live. And when you like a wrestler, you like an athlete, it's just amazing when you could see this kind of stuff happen live. Like those of you who are big fans of Sting, when you saw him come back, it's always cool, right? Like, even regardless of how it is, when you see him walk in, you're like, Sting's back. Yeah, it's always cool stuff. So for me, now to see her wrestle for the title for the first time is really cool. So that's without a doubt, that's my number 3. Awesome. Jeff, what's your number 2?
All right, man. My number 2. This was tough for me because I kind of went. I don't know. I was having trouble with this. But I'm going to go Impact. For Impact and AEW for working together, but Impact for, achieving all these milestones this week and getting more eyes on their product. And I think they did a tremendous job with the matches that they put out there Tuesday night. So kudos to them. I'm really happy that they got more eyes. There's more buzz online right now about Impact than there has been in quite some time. So, yeah, Impact is going to be my number 2. But it was a toss up between this and my number 1.
Okay. All right. Little teaser for the number 1. My number 2, so easy, man. Bray freaking Wyatt and Randy Orton, dude. I'm sorry. This ending was amazing. I mean, you had the match with Funhouse Bray. Funhouse Bray is getting better and better in the ring. He's just getting more and more brutal, and I love it. Like, he was holding his own. He wasn't getting squashed by Randy. You know, a lot of times in the past, you see Funhouse Bray would be getting squashed in the ring when he would come out there. He just kind of, you know, he would have a little bit of offense, but he would never win. I mean, he's holding his own with Randy Orton. You know, he's showing that Randy had him, and there was a good picture somebody took. Randy had him in that headlock, and he's just kind of laughing at him. I love that. And the ending, come on, man. Come on, man. Like on ESPN, come on, man. Like, how cool was that? He's laying on the ground. Randy Orton goes for the RKO. I didn't know, and see, this is why I like this kind of stuff, because I didn't know what was going to happen. You saw it go out, and you're like, well, what? He just RKO'd him, so what's he going to do? You know, and then you didn't know, okay, is he going to somehow get out of the ring, and then somehow something's going to happen with it, you know, but I didn't see the camera tricks coming. So I thought that was cool. I mean, he was getting pinned. Randy, he turned from Funhouse Bray into the Fiend. That was awesome. That was awesome. I was like, I was marking out. I was like, this is great. I mean, for a guy who loves horror films, I'm all about it. I'm absolutely all about it. I think it's awesome. And yeah, I thought that was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely well done. Fiend comes up, gets up off the ground, gives him the mandible claw. So, you know, he has got the better of Randy now. He's in Randy's head. And, you know, the Fiend, you know, comes out and wipes out Randy Orton. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So that is my number 2. Jeff, what is your numero uno?
All right. So number 1 for me this week, got to give it up to NXT War Games.
Okay. Yeah.
I just felt like it was good from beginning to end, and some of the moments that we got in there were just tremendous. You talk about EO off of the top of the
trash can, Oscar the Grouch.
You talk about Pat McAfee doing a moonsault and a dive off the top of the cage. I mean, you talk about Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa. I mean, there's just so much going on, and yeah, I couldn't put this number. I almost put it number 2, but I just couldn't. I just felt like NXT knocked it out of the park.
It was a great show. It absolutely was a great show. Tazzy joined us for that, and yeah, it was a really great show. Dexter Lumis and Cameron Grimes in that strap match was fantastic.
Yeah. Yep.
It really was a great show. Did you see McAfee selling his injury on his podcast?
Oh yeah.
Saying that he did something to a vertebrae in his back and he has the neck brace on. I love it. I love it. Look, you can say what you want about that guy, and yes, does he annoy you? Absolutely. But I'll tell you what, man, he's been. I mean, for training for just a couple of months, he's been really good. You got to hand it to that dude. He's been really good. You know, people are saying like, you know, this dude was a punter. Well, obviously, he's more of an athlete than people think he is. He's killing it, man. He's absolutely killing it. So, it was a fantastic show. I really, really have to admit that. Absolutely, was a fantastic show. Yeah. All right, my number 1, and I'm gonna pull. Rusty is gonna like this because I'm gonna pull a Deadpool. I'm gonna break the fourth wall. My number 1 was our stream for Impact. How could it not be? Yeah. How could it not be? Amazing. Like
Yeah.
sitting here as me, I never, ever, ever, going back to when we started this whole thing, I never would have thought that we would have saw something like that. Never in a million years. I've watched shows that have that many people, on YouTube, and I had never thought that I would say, yeah, I never thought I would see it. I never thought I would see a chat with like 170 some people that I wouldn't be able to catch up to. I never thought I would see that many people watching a show. And it's not the first time it happened. I was not here for the other time. So
Right.
kudos to Tazzy and Jody and Jeff when it happened for that. What was that? That was a show in
That was
November.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. 10K views over 10K on that one. So I was not here for that one. So this is the first time I've seen it, and amazing, absolutely amazing. And I have to do nothing but say thank you to every one of you who were there. Every one of you who has stuck with us through all of this and has come every single Tuesday night and watched Impact with us. Nothing but love and thanks to all of you. Because, and I say this all the time, and I truly mean it, without you guys, Jeff and I would be doing nothing. So
just be texting and talking on the phone back and forth.
Yeah. We'd be blowing up each other's phones. Yeah. I mean, seriously, that was unbelievable. That was absolutely unbelievable. And it was just breathtaking to me. Like I had never ever seen anything like that coming. And NC Wrestling was nice enough later to tell Jeff that we were literally the second highest stream, literally the second highest Impact stream behind Conman.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Blows my that blows my mind. Blows my mind. I mean, Conman's been doing this for a long time. Conman has a huge amount of people that watch him all the time, and that's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. What a night! What a night! I mean, I was so fired up to go into that show, and Jeff I know was too, and then so was Tazzy. But I never thought. And look, I can downplay it certainly and say, well, yeah, sure, because of Kenny and blah, blah, blah. But I don't care. I mean, the fact that people just joined our show and so many people stayed. I mean, people can come in and join and just go. They'd be like, oh, this is some stupid watch along. I'm not staying here. I'm going to go watch it on my own. I'm not going to listen to these guys. They stuck around. I mean, we had 75, 80, some people just stay the entire time. So cool. So cool. And I know it might seem like a nothing thing to some people, big YouTube streams and stuff like that. They get that kind of crowd all the time. But for us, that just started in March, just crazy flattering. And like I said, I got to thank you guys all for that. Made my day, made my week. And thank you. And of course, thank you to my partner, Jeff, because again, without everything he does and he did, and I've said it, I said this on the air, I thank him for getting me into Impact, because I wouldn't have been watching it and I wouldn't know how good it was. I would have no idea. And now some of my favorite matches, some of my favorite wrestlers are now in Impact, and it is my favorite show, hands down. Not even close. Just a lot of thanks for Wednesday, and that's my moment of the week.
Man, that's an awesome moment, because I think, I mean, we talked about it before the stream happened, and we had kind of talked about that other stream, and I'll be honest with you, man, I got giddy just hearing your voice be happy. Because you couldn't keep up with everybody that was saying something.
I seriously couldn't. Yeah, people are trying to throw comments out there, and I'm like, I can't keep up. Like I was like, I literally couldn't.
Yeah, and then I kept bugging Joe throughout the night and the next day. Every time our video jumped up in views quite a bit, I just kept texting them the numbers, and I told him, I said, this is going to be one of our biggest streams, and it absolutely was.
Yep, it certainly was, and it kept growing even after the day of the pay-per-view and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool to see that. Like, I would never have. I thought to myself, we started this show, we're gonna be lucky if you get 10 people, 11 people watching, and but you guys really have made it what it is. And those of you who came, tried new things with us,
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah, thank you so much. It's just really cool. Really, really cool moment, and something I'll never forget. I will never forget it. So awesome. Very, very cool. Kudos to all of you.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff, let's continue on.
Oh, man.
Look what it's time for.
It's that time. It's that time.
Sell or no sell.
Right.
And you know what? Once we get done with the topics, I got a little special topic that I just got to throw out there right at the very end. So let's get through the topics, and then I'm gonna give you a little special topic tonight, just for being cool. I'm gonna give you all a little special topic. Okay, topic number one: Cross should be Balor's next opponent. Jeff, why don't you go first? Sell or no sell?
Let's see. I'm gonna no sell it, and here's why. I want to see Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne.
Oh
first.
yeah,
I want to see that first because we understand that Karrion was the champion before he got injured.
Yep.
But there's just something about seeing him steam through Damian Priest to get back to that moment. And I think Finn will have more momentum in that moment. And when that happens, this match will be tremendous for both. And I think it has the chance to, obviously propel the winner. But I think the loser of this match goes back to either Raw or SmackDown, or it will be the first time for Cross. So that's what I think we need to wait a little bit on this one.
You know what? That's good logic, and I can't really argue with it. I'm gonna agree with you. No sell this. Not right now. Not right now. Like Jeff said, I think we got to get a little bit of a build, and they may have given us a little teaser as to who the opponents for Karrion Kross are going to be along the way, because he may have to go through each one of those three guys that were in the ring first in order to get to him, and I'm cool with that because again, Kross versus Pete Dunne. I'm good with that. So I'm good with him fighting his way back up. Yeah, I mean, you're not just going to walk right in, and this is the kind of thing that you might see WWE do, where a guy just walks right in and demands the title. In fact, you do see this happen, and he gets a title shot right off the bat. This way, Kross isn't just going to come in and say, "Okay, I want you. It's my turn. I'm going to get that title back." You got to have some build. You got to have some build up, or it just doesn't seem right. So I agree with Jeff. I think it does need to be built up. I think it's going to be fire when it happens, and let it be fire at a bigger show or at a bigger event. And yes, build up to this. Kross and Priest is fire as well. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be great. Yeah. I think Priest is a big dude. Priest has size on him. There's no question about that. So I think that will be an amazing match. And working through the others, I think will be awesome as well. So I'm good with them waiting. Yes, no sell this for right now. This is something we want to see, but I think it needs to be built up. Absolutely.
Yep. Next one, man. AEW should book Sting to wrestle.
I've kind of been going through this in my mind, like through last week, because I know what we talked about on the show last week and what we said, but I got to thinking, I'm going to sell this now. And I'll tell you why. I love it. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. I know we had said last week, we don't want him to get hurt. Obviously, yes, that's no question. I don't want to see him get hurt. However, we've seen ways that you could do this where guys don't get hurt. Undertaker proved that in a Boneyard match. There's cinematic matches you can do now. And you know what I got to thinking? Like, we've got the king of cinematic matches in AEW.
Yeah.
I mean, the king. You have Matt Hardy's the king of cinematic. I mean, what's to say those two don't get together somehow, somewhere down the road? And even if they don't, they could do a cinematic match with Sting and Darby Allin. I mean, they just could. Darby Allin's an acrobat. The dude is skydiving on his days off. I mean, he's a skater. He does all that. He's fearless. You know, he can take the bumps. He can take the majority of the shots, and they can just have Sting film something. I mean, they don't have to make it a boneyard match. It doesn't have to be half an hour, 45 minutes long, 2 parts. It doesn't have to go that long. And they could do a cinematic match for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and it could be cool. I mean, look, we saw it in Impact with Moose. And EC3, this stuff can be done now. If that wasn't a possibility, I would absolutely say no. If Sting is going to have to be in the ring and compete in the ring with someone, I would say no sell all day long, because I don't want to see the man jeopardize his health and get hurt. So definitely I would say no. But the fact that they're cinematic matches, that's why I'm selling it. So Jeff, what do you think?
No sell. I really don't want to see him wrestle anymore. And it's not because I don't love the guy, but I remember what seeing him wrestle last looked like. And I never want to see the Sting that I have in my mind looking like that in a match. Merely for the fact that the man could barely stand up when the injury happened with Seth, and it wasn't Seth's fault, and Sting's even said that. So I mean, as much as I love Sting, I just don't want to see 61-year-old Sting having to use gimmicks to give us a match, because that's what it is right now. It's going to be smoke and mirrors. It's not going to be the Sting that we are accustomed to seeing. I mean, yeah, he could come in, do a couple clotheslines, maybe hit a Stinger splash and hit the Scorpion Death Drop or the Scorpion Death Lock, and that's it. But was that really a Sting performance? You know, did he tell a story? Or, I mean, and that's what I love about Sting. So that's why for me, I gotta no sell it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Point counterpoint, without a doubt, there are points to both. And I again, yeah, if there's a thing that I would find a negative about this, is obviously the man's health. I don't want to see him. Yeah, he is 61. We have to remember that. He is not a young dude. You know, some of these guys that are coming back, when Goldberg coming back, he's 50 something. Undertaker coming back, he was in his 50s. You know, this guy is 60 some years old. I mean, it would be equivalent to maybe having Ric Flair in the ring, I guess. Yeah. You know, later in his career. And you guys all know what Ric Flair kind of looked like at that point in time, late in his career. A lot of his matches didn't look really good. So you were always kind of cringy a little bit, thinking like, this guy should really be in the ring. And you don't, Jeff's got a point. You don't want to see that the last time you see him. Is to see him, you know, looking that way. So yeah, great counterpoint. Yeah, I can certainly go both ways with this. It seems like a lot of you guys in the chat are no selling it. So fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, topic 3.
Topic number 3. Man, we came out swinging with this one. Yeah. All right, Joe, rank your top 3 right now. Impact, AEW, WWE.
Wow, this is tough. Wow. Well, Impact's number 1. That's pretty easy for me. I gotta come right out and say it, guys. There's nothing holding my complete attention. Is Roman doing great with his storyline? Yes. Am I invested in it? I can't lie, and I can't say I am 100% invested in it. I know what he's doing is good, and people love it. I'm not a Roman fan, and it's hard for me. And like I said, I'm just being honest. It's hard for me to get invested in this as a non-fan. So, to me, it reminds me of a Dawn, of a Mafia, and I'm like, I've seen this before. Not in wrestling, but you've seen it in entertainment, you've seen it in movies and stuff like that. So the thing that's holding me to WWE is Bray. And that's kind of when I took a step back and looked at it, that's kind of what was holding me there before. So, but on the other end of it, I can't literally grade AEW as much because I haven't sat down and watched as much of it. Especially like more recently because I've had to tape some things and I just, it's hard for me to find the time now, even to watch these shows tape back. So the fact that here's the fact. I'm going to go Impact, AEW, WWE 1, 2, 3. And the reason I'm doing that is for a few reasons. One, AEW's got people in it that I really love. Like I adore Thunder Rosa. I think she's amazing, and I think she's tremendous. I like Ricky Starks, and notice I'm going with this from people that were in NWA. I love Ricky Starks. I like Darby Allin. I think he's got a sky-high career in front of him. So I'm, and people are going to say I'm crazy. And that's fine. Look, everybody's got their own opinions about everything. But WWE's got to show me something on Raw. They've got to show me something on Raw. If you're going to try to sell me a 3-hour show, you've got to show me something. You have got to come out. You've got to show me something, man, because if not, man, kick that sucker back to 2 hours and just be done with it. Just be done with it. SmackDown is the much better show. There's no question. It's sky high above the other show. It's not even close. And look at it. You know what, guys, here, do this. Take Bray off of Raw. Take Bray off of Raw. What do you have? What do you have? A whole lot of nothing. You've got a whole lot of nothing. You've got the Hurt Business. And I find myself wanting Underground back. I literally do. I find myself wanting Raw Underground back because I don't know what they have. Riddle, what the heck is going on with him? Like, bro nuts? Really? Like, I can't get started on it because I'll go forever, but that's not but yeah. So, that's right now, and it's hard to rank these, but right now it's Impact, AEW, WWE for me. That's how I'm going to go. All right, Jeff.
Oh man. You know what? There's no point in me. There's no point in me even disagree with any of that. Same. Impact, AEW, WWE, and all the points you listed. And, I think, a lot of people may say, oh, well, you guys are just Impact homers because you do it. Yeah. It's like, okay, maybe so. But I would challenge you to, if you're an AEW fan, go back and watch every episode of Impact since Slammiversary. And tell me that Impact hasn't been more consistent than AEW because it's been more consistent. And, honestly, to me, it's not even close. And that's no disrespect to AEW or WWE. But honestly, for me, Impact has just been on a definite roll. Yeah. AEW, I'll be completely transparent. I didn't think that they would make it long because of their style.
Yep.
but apparently their style is something that appeals to a lot of people, and that's fine. I mean, it's great to like all types of different things.
Yep.
But I just didn't think that they would. I didn't think that they would make it like they have. I want to see them get over that million consistently. I want to see that happen. And then I want to see them take the risk and go head to head against either SmackDown or Raw.
Yep.
Because then that's a true litmus test. I don't think that. I mean, let's just be honest. AEW from here on out is going to get more viewers. They're going to win the demos every week. Yep. Because why? They have recognizable names. They have people that have that. I mean, my God, they have Sting. Okay. Yep. So they're going to win the ratings. No more Wednesday Night Wars. It's over. Pack it in.
Yep.
Doesn't mean that NXT isn't good. It just means that they're not the same type of brand. They're not the same thing. I mean, no offense to any of the folks in NXT, but if I can say Chris Jericho, Matt Hardy, Sting.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I agree. There's no point in going on further.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. And we're not saying, we're not bashing anyone. We're not saying that WWE isn't doing some good things, because for some of you guys, and I'm sure you guys like, you know, some of you guys that are really big fans of Roman, you think what he's doing is amazing, and you're not the only ones. I'm reading a lot of people, Bleacher Report, other dirt sheets that are saying that they love it. They absolutely love it. It doesn't do anything for me, and that's not to say that they're not killing it, because they could be. It just isn't doing things for me. But to me, the problem child is Raw, and you have got to, if you're going to be brash enough to have a 3-hour show and you're not going to budge, off that 3-hour time slot, you've got to make it better. You've got to make it better. And that show is failing. It's absolutely failing. And let's segue into my bonus topic.
Oh boy.
Because speaking of failing, good God, Retribution needs to go. It's over. It's over. And I said this last week. And now that I watch it this week, this is trash. It's garbage. This is absolute garbage. Okay. And we're gonna do a little segment soon on the show where we kind of get a little bit of things off our chest, just because, you know what? You have a whole lot of positives, which is really great, but sometimes you just got to balance it out a little bit and just get one of those positive negatives off your chest. Retribution is garbage. It's straight garbage. It makes no sense what they're doing. They lose every single stinking week. Every week. People going in there, you know, Mia Yim's losing, Slapnuts is losing. I mean, every one of them is losing, right? What is the purpose of this? What is the purpose of this? You're putting, what is it, to put over Ricochet? Is that what the purpose of this all was? Like, you're destroying stuff outside the performance center and all this other stuff to come in and put over Ricochet. Okay, well, let's make a group that's going to destroy crap, and we're going to put over Ricochet. I don't get it. I'm over this. I'm done with it. It's garbage. This is just garbage. I don't know how they're going to get their way out of this. I really don't know how they're going to get their way out of this, because at this point, I don't even think they can go back to having Mustafa Ali doing the hacker thing. People were saying maybe he's going to go back to that. I don't know. I don't think. I mean, it looks like Mustafa's turning on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're turning on him. So is that where they're going to go with this? Really? After this whole thing, after this whole big reveal of Mustafa being the leader, and now all of a sudden he's just going to turn against everybody. They're all going to turn on him. Like, it's garbage. It's just, you know what? Cut your losses. Take them off the show. Get them away for a couple of weeks. Let them go until after Christmas, and bring some of these guys into the Rumble. Bring back Dominik Dijakovic in the Royal Rumble. Bring back Mia Yim in the Women's Royal Rumble. No more names, no more Predator masks, no more Bane masks, no more lousy ass Hannibal Lecter mask. Bring them back as themselves. They were better that way. We knew who they were that way, and these guys were good wrestlers. These guys, I mean, you know, they were great in NXT. So let's stop making fun of them. Let's stop poking fun at them. Let's let them take the stupid masks off and stop pretending there's something out of Mad Max. And let's let them go and wrestle and do what they do. Give them their names back. Vince, just stop. Stop it. This just sucks. Okay? It just sucks. So let it go. It's over. Say goodnight. It's done. So there you go. That's my bonus topic. And
I'll just add there that at this point, all they're doing is giving the big LG and Machine Gun Carl Anderson more material to spoof.
Yeah,
at the next Talking Shop. I mean that's honestly what's happening, and it's unfortunate. I mean, they may try to do something like a double cross where Ricochet is actually the leader and they want to join him. Something like I can see them doing something like that because, you know, that's just WWE sometimes.
I didn't believe in this from the start. I wasn't behind it from the start. I thought it was childish. I thought it was stupid. The stupid things they were doing, the kindergarten stuff, smashing windows. You know, we're going to soap somebody's car. We're going to throw eggs. You know, I thought it was dumb to begin with. And it just never improved. It never improved. What is one moment when you could say, wow, that was really awesome what Retribution did? There isn't. Retribution's garbage. It's garbage.
Their first promo was actually decent.
Yeah, yeah.
And then after that, and then the Ali moment, and then everything after that has just been cheeks, as they say.
It's just garbage, man. It's just garbage. And this goes back to the Raw thing. If you know, this team is going to be one of like the main villains on Raw, that's not going to help the show. That's not going to help the show. J Money Jeff says, R.I.P. Tommy Lister. Yeah, man. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Very sad. Very, very sad. Zeus. Retribution are like the lousy ass criminals in the Batman games. Yeah. you mean like the jobber criminals you fight that you just beat up all the time? Yeah, it's just sad, man. Because, you know, I like Mustafa. I do. I like Mustafa Ali. I mean, I like the athletes, Mia Yim. I like Dijakovic, Dio Madden. You know, I like these guys. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve it. They're laughing stocks. They really are laughing stocks. And I'm sorry, but they are. I mean, they just end it and let them go back to what they did before. So we're going to do this more. We'll have going forward, we'll have this one little moment. We'll give Jeff and I each one little moment of you know, kind of we'll come up with a title, but kind of airing things out a little bit. So we'll give each other one of those little moments.
The airing of grievances.
Yes, there you go. I like it. There you go. It kind of sounds like medieval almost. Yeah, I dig that. So yeah, we'll have the airing of grievances on the show. And yeah, we'll do that every week because that's fun. You know, so like I said, you get all the positives and stuff out. You know, you do all that, which is very cool. But sometimes you got to air your grievances. So yes, keeps everything in line. All right. Yeah. What to watch for? Yeah, so we're almost at the end here. Jessi Calynn warming up for us. She
said she has 8 jokes tonight. 8.
Oh my goodness! Well, then we better get going. All right. So what to watch for? Yes. So what we've got coming up? Obviously, Saturday. There you go. Final Resolution is Saturday night. We'll get the exact time for you for that. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be 8:00. We will probably start at 7:30, and we will be there for a Final Resolution. Tazzy, if you're in the chat, you're not doing anything Saturday, come on along. Tazzy's joining us for Impact and stuff like that lately. So come on along, dude. You're more than welcome to join us if you've got no plans. But yeah, if you want, come on along. I know Tazzy's a big fan. Everybody really enjoyed the chemistry in the chat last week on Tuesday. So Tazzy, you're more than welcome. Come on along for the ride on Final Resolution if you're not doing anything. So there you go. Tazzy's going to join us for Impact as well. If you guys don't already know, I put that on Twitter. So yeah, more than welcome to come on along with us for Final Resolution if you're able on Saturday night. So yes, make sure you're joining us for that. We'll get you the time for sure. It's probably going to be 7:30, but if they do start earlier, we'll make it a little bit earlier if necessary. If they do start earlier, I won't get there till about 7:30 or so, a little after, because I'm working on Saturday. So yeah. So we'll see. We'll get you the time though. Also, I'll see what happens with that Fight TV thing. I should be getting 2 codes for you guys to possibly win. So they will be out there as well. So they're nice enough to be giving me 2 codes to contest off for Resolution. So yes. So we've got that coming on Saturday. Sunday, we have a top 10. We were doing these on Twitch, and we enjoyed them. We have a lot of fun. If you guys had joined us on Twitch for those top 10s that we did, they're tremendous amounts of fun. We laughed a lot. We did things like worst gimmicks with Shockmaster and people like that. We did. If you haven't seen them, go back on our Twitch and watch them because they're just a lot of fun. We laughed through a lot of it, and I'm sure we'll probably giggle on this one as well. But we're gonna do the top 10 supernatural characters. That is going to be myself and Jeff and Jody and Tazzy. So all 4 of us are going to have our top 10 lists of the supernatural wrestling characters. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Saturday night, or Sunday night rather, that would be 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. Of course, Monday, Abby's Window. Lots and lots to talk about in Abby's Window. Of course, you had that whole thing with Bray and Randy. So that will be coming up at 6:00 on Monday. And then we go all the way back around to the follow-up show for Final Resolution on Tuesday night on Impact Wrestling. So we come right back around to that. And then, of course, next Sunday is TLC. So TLC is next Sunday already. It's crazy. So we will be there for that as well. So there you go. That's what's coming up. All right. Jessi Calynn with her many, many jokes. Jessi, you're up. It is your time. So there it is. Calynn Comedy Corner. Yes, Comedy Calynn Corner. Yeah, man. So here we go. Again, Gamer Guy says, good stream. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that. Thank you for joining us. Really glad you can be here. I'll be in the chat for Abby's Window, says Hayden. Cool. So yeah. Welcome back. Tribal Chief Wrestling Days fan is Tribal Chief now. Oh God. Boy, your tribe is in trouble. Your tribe is in trouble. Oh my goodness.
You might want to rethink that strategy.
Yeah, you may. Delani Otero says Impact Wrestling. Yes, we will be here every Tuesday night for Impact Wrestling. Let us know too about Impact. Chris says, awesome stream, guys. Thank you. Let us know about Impact on Tuesday. Do you like the earlier start time? If you do, we can probably swing it. But let us know if you like the extra half an hour. If not, we'll keep it to where it was. We'll keep it to 7:30. But otherwise, we can probably swing the extra half an hour. It was fun. We got to talk about some a little bit more stuff. Big Dan says, I'll be there for Abby's. It's my favorite podcast. Cool.
Awesome,
Cool. Bye, guys, says J Money Jeff. Bye, man. Thank you for joining.
Peace out, man. Thank you.
Really glad you can join us as well. Brandon Lewis says AEW. The legend himself.
Here we go.
Number 1 joke from Jessi. Why is it a penny for your thoughts, but then you have to put your 2 cents in? Somebody's making a penny. Oh, very nice. Oh goodness, very nice. I said this last week. Like, Jessi is always going to make me hungry for popsicles after these, because I just want to get popsicles and then see those jokes on the popsicle sticks. Gamer Guy with the crying emoji. Rusty saying yes. And don't forget Sunday, Eric Buchanan and Days Fan. Make sure you watch I'm sure you will. I'm sure you guys are probably going to be glued to your set for that Goldberg show on the network. Yeah. Sunny says 8 out of 10 for number 1. She's grading jokes. I think she chews Bazooka bubblegum. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's where she gets it from. They had some bad ones too. I agree. B Tazzy says extra impact party on Saturday, baby. I think he said yes, Jeff. I think so. I think Tazzy's going to join us. There you go.
Yep.
Come on, Joe. It's peppermint.
Number 2.
Up. Number 2. There it is. I'm writing a book. I have the pages numbers done. Now I just need to fill in the rest. Oh boy, Jessi Calynn. Sonny said 10 out of 10. Man, that the laughing says gamer guy. Yeah. Number 3. I went to a place to eat. It said breakfast at any time. So I ordered French toast during the Renaissance. Oh, breakfast at any time. Nice.
that was good.
Nice. Eladio says, yeah. My bad. That was a yes. I figured, Tassie. Sonny gave that a 10 out of 10. Number 4. I went to a tourist information booth and said, tell me about some people who were here last year. Oh, my goodness. Gamer guy said, you're all making me hungry. Rusty said, that was awesome in caps. Jobber Jessi with jobber jokes. Oh, my goodness. That comes from the tribal chief, Jessi, so you better watch. Yeah. You better be careful.
The head of the table has spoken.
The head of the table, yeah. Jessi, here's number 5. It's bad luck to be superstitious. Oh, yes, it is. It is. That's almost like a parable. Ultimate Jobber Jessi says Dave's fan. Big Dan says that joke was better than the Shockmaster. Oh God, now we're comparing the Shockmaster. Rusty said puns too. She just doesn't have jokes. Jessi has puns and jokes. Brandon making a sick face. Is that his? Oh no, that's a 4-leaf clover.
That's 4-leaf clover.
I thought that was a sick face. Number 6. Police were called to a daycare where a 3-year-old was resisting arrest. Arrest. Nice. I was. That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's a good one. I like that one. That was good. MTS said brilliant. Yeah, that's a good one. That's definitely your best one of the night so far. That was a good one. Alicia's laughing. See that? Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Rusty's rolling on the floor. Yeah, see that was a good. Sonny only gave that a 9. Oh,
whoa!
I don't know.
What's up with the judges tonight?
I know. Jeez, I thought that was a good one. Oh man, I thought that was a good one. Jessi's saying now that Dave's fan is the community chef, not the chief. The community chef. As JR used to say about the king. Wait, what's this? Is this a joke? As JR used to say about the king, Henry Youngman lives. Was that? Oh, no, that's Big Dan. Sorry. I'm rolling on the floor laughing, says Gamer Guy. Rusty says, get that defibrillator ready. Clear. Beep. Yeah. Brandon says 10 out of 10. All right, here's number 7. Atheism is a nonprofit organization. Oh, clever. Clever.
That's good. That is good.
They're picking up. They're picking up.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Picking up. She went like up the scale. Yeah. She went up the scale. Picking up at the end here. We got one more. Sonny's gave that one a 10 out of 10. Rusty's dying. Ultimate Jobber Jessi with Ultimate Jobber jokes. Oh, Dave's fan. You're terrible. Hayden's laughing. Dave's fan 0 out of 10. Jessi's on fire tonight. Boom shakalaka. Yes, she is. The last 3 were good. The last 3 were really good. All right, here we go. Last one. If towels could tell jokes, they would probably have a dry sense of humor. Oh, very nice.
Oh,
Very nice.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I love it. I love it. Joanna says, why is Cornette calling Kenny Twinkle? Who the hell knows why Cornette does anything? That man. That man, he needs to go back to carrying around the tennis racket.
Yeah, because it ain't wrestling no more. It's a cerebral game now. So,
oh god. Rusty says I'm dead. Jessi isn't buying dollar store popsicles anymore. Says Chris.
No, honestly the last three, Jessi,
3 or 4 were on point. They were on point. Yeah,
they were great. That was really good.
They were on point. They were on point. They were really on point. Very good. Very good. Joanna says Cornette sucks. I agree with you. Oh, man. Well, that's it. As we do, we always end up our show with a laugh. Thank you to Jessi. And there is my picture up on the screen, dressed as Ferris Bueller. Yes. Thank you all for watching the show. Really, really appreciate it. Got my laughs of the day, says Tazzy. Yes, make sure you guys join us on Saturday for Final Resolution and Impact. So we're right back to Impact Wrestling on Saturday night. We'll get you the time. Make sure that we get that out to you. We'll let you know exactly when it starts, but make sure you join us for that. Should be a lot of fun. And like I said, I'll get those codes out in contest form ASAP because we'll have to award those. Between tomorrow and Saturday. So, make sure you guys enter. If you're interested and you don't have a way to watch Final Resolution yet, make sure you enter the contest. It'll be an easy thing. Follow us if you haven't already. Follow Fight TV if you haven't already. Retweet and maybe comment what's your favorite or what match you're most looking forward to. Something along those lines will be the contest. So make sure you do that. Rusty says, Jeff, awesome job on the production of the show, dude. Yes.
Thanks, man.
Always. Jeff is on top of his game with the graphics, with the sound, with the, with all the presentation. Jeff made the script too, as well, for the last 2 shows. So Jeff did the complete script for us for the last 2 shows as well. So, so much stuff behind the scenes that Jeff does and that you guys just don't see. Like the guys who do the special effects for movies, like the producers that are behind the scenes and stuff like that. That is Jeff, and he does an amazing job with all that. So absolutely.
Dude, you're making me misty over here, man.
Jeff's getting misty. I'm not laughing, but funny jokes, says Delanio. Always happy to spread some laughter. Now Wrestling Days fan just needs to hurry and spread some peanut butter and jelly on my sandwich. What is going on? It's football, not soccer. The legend me is here. That must be another. Yeah, that's another account from Wrestling Days fan. Days fan, how many accounts do you have, dude? Do you just
probably has like 800 accounts?
Oh my god! Like Days fan, see, to me that would just be too much trouble to go on Google and make up accounts all the time. Like I couldn't do it. Goldberg sucks eggs and McAfee is overrated. Oh god! Who did that one? Now, good lord!
Oh my god!
Accounts? Oh my god! We better get out of here. This is getting out of hand. All right. All right, guys, that is it. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Really, really appreciate it. Yes, make sure you join us on Saturday night for Final Resolution. Hope to see you all there. Again, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all you guys do, making the chat fun, participating and all that kind of stuff. Watch for more of the TIGS award polls. We've already got 2 in. We've got Promotion of the Year and we have Women's Wrestler of the Year as well. So both of those are out there. Make sure you vote. We're going to obviously have Male Wrestler of the Year. We're going to have a lot more stuff, Match of the Year, things like that. So watch out for those and make sure you're voting because the more votes we get, the better, the better it's going to be. And we'll be able to pick out the awards from those. So make sure you watch Twitter for those as well. All right, guys, that is it. Again, stay safe as always. Have a great rest of your night. Enjoy SmackDown tomorrow. And hopefully we will see you all again Saturday. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.